Yo, what is good, YouTube, and welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we're doing gameplay with the brand new free Dark Matter Jason Tatum. And obviously, JT just won his first NBA title. And so congratulations to Tatum and the Celtics. This card, unfortunately, is basically an exact replica of his prior Dark Matter. Doesn't really look like he's going to place noticeably better in any real way that I can tell, which is a bit of a disappointment because it's not to say the card is going to be terrible, but I just think he's going to be a little bit disappointing compared to what he had the potential to be if they had changed a couple of animations, because this card is still a good 6'8" shooting guard with a great release, great fade, but I think his playmaking specifically is a little bit underwhelming for the shooting guard position. And that is not to say he's a bad card, but just like Jaylen Brown, I think he might not be like quite top 2 or 3 when it comes to free shooting guards in the game. Still a good card, still probably borderline top 5 free shooting guard, but not unbelievably elite. So before we hop into it, if you haven't already, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Help me push towards the 30,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I upload every single day and would really appreciate it if y'all do subscribe. And a massive shout out to my boy Shadow for letting me use his account for this gameplay in addition to the other NBA Finals gameplays, because I didn't grind these cards out myself. So Tatum is 9 on offense and defense, 6'8", statistically absolutely exceptional across the board, shooting, dunking, defense, speed, everything. I mean, stat-wise, he's exceptional. And honestly, badge-wise, he is too. 75 total badges is all but 2, and he has everything that's important, even the off handles for days. I mean, he is about, again, like most of these cards that are coming out at this point in the year, he is an endgame card. He can do everything at an exceptionally elite level, and I know his animations are pretty good as well. The thing that does hold Jason Tatum back is 2 things. Number one, his escape is not top tier, although I will say the Steph escape is not horrible. But more importantly, the only real critique I have of this card is that, I mean, the Steph escape isn't great, but the behind the back's pretty bad. I will say that. Also, his dribble style isn't, it could be a little bit better. That's another thing as well about Tatum that would be nice is I think he's got, I don't even know what dribble style this Tatum card has. I'm not going to lie, but release is money. That I will say. Fade is Pro 2, which is also, of course, going to be absolutely cash. And he's a 6'8" 2 guard, so he's got great size. Not to say this card isn't a great option, but kind of like somebody like, for example, a Scottie Pippen. Very good card with a little bit limiting shot creation ability. As long as you provide him with elite level shot creators next to him, I see no reason why this card can't be used competitively, and I certainly see no reason he's a bad card. But same thing as Jaylen Brown, there's a couple guys like Glenn Robinson, like John Havlicek, like Rick Barry, and even like maybe a Reggie Lewis, who I might prefer to have than this Tatum. But borderline top 5 free shooting guard for sure, and definitely a very good card, no doubt about it. Fun animations. I just wish his dribble sigs were maybe a slight bit better, but that's really my only critique of this card. Outside of that, I think he's going to be a dog, and honestly, you could make the argument that he's better than Jaylen Brown, and I wouldn't be mad at you in terms of in 2K. Like in real life, JB outplayed him in this series, but his card might be better than 100 overall JB. So let's hop into a game. Let's see what Tatum can do. All right, Zadable TTV has Drew, Tatum, JB, Wemby, and KP. So there you go. 3 Celtics reward players on addition to Porzingis and Wemby in his front court. Not a bad squad whatsoever. We got ourselves a test in this one for sure. Tatum matched up against 100 overall JB. Like I said, I think he might be better than 100 overall JB, and he's going to get an opportunity to cook against him today. Now, to be fair, that JB has every defensive badge and is 100 overall and is obviously an absolute dog. So especially with the off-ball defense, this will certainly not be an easy gameplay, but we're going to do the best we can, and we're going to see if we can get ourselves a W and hopefully try to create some shots with Tatum. His sigs are probably, like I said, the worst part about this card, but I mean, that is kind of a good sign that his sigs are the worst part of his card, because as a whole, he is a really good looking card. I thought I could dump that over Wemby to Yao. Did not get the animation I was looking for at all, and then Clyde meets JB at the top, and he finishes the and 1 lob anyway. Cool. Gotta love that. Wasn't able to disrupt the lob at all. In fact, I somehow fouled JB, and he still finishes with 1 and. That makes total sense. Luckily, he missed the free throw. Let's push out in transition. Run the floor all the way to Dikembe Mutombo. Kick to the corner. Catch. Tatum. Size up and shoot. Good shot, JT. The one thing I will say about Jason Tatum is his jump shot, and it has been since last year, is absolutely phenomenal. Prior to last year, it was actually a pretty baited jumper, but this year and last year, his jumper has just been absolutely phenomenal, and that is 100% the case with this card. Elite level catch and shoot, and even off the dribble jump shot, and again, his fade is really nice. So that's honestly the main reason why I'd say I probably think there's a chance he's better than JB. The JB. The problem with this card is not that he's not able to compete in terms of all of his other animations. It's that creating his own shot is a challenge. Without an elite behind the back, with an escape that's not exceptional either, it does kind of make it a bit tougher to really create your own shot at a high level. And we're able to create a huge mismatch here that I'm just going to dunk, or I'm just going to finish. You know what I mean? When I get that type of mismatch with Yao Ming, you just got to go up with it. And good job by JT. His dribbling initially created that mismatch, and we took advantage of it perfectly, getting us 3 points on the board. Even though Tatum doesn't get any stats for that, that's a very, very effective possession. So yeah, I mean, we're going to see what we can do for sure in this game, but it's going well so far. I just think his lack of shooting is his biggest issue by far. Not lack of shooting. Lack of shot creation is his biggest issue by far. I mean, at this point in the year, you want a better behind the back, and you want a Trey escape, Kemba escape, probably, ideally. And I know the comments, and it's like, you don't want every card to have the same animations. I get that. I don't know. I just think with a card like Tatum, it's not that he's bad. It's that he could be exceptional and like truly top tier. And I don't know, with a guy like that, I just like with Jaylen Brown, change the release. You know what I mean? Like, it's not at this point in the year, these are NBA Finals rewards cards celebrating the biggest thing that has happened in the NBA the entire year. It would not be that hard to make these cards a little bit better than they are. Not to say they're bad cards. They just could be better than they are right now. And that's kind of my point. But 1 point lead right here with 3 minutes and 25 seconds left in this game. We're playing really solidly so far, although not sure I need to see that much more. Good defense. There we go. Yo, he didn't run off the court at all. That like doesn't even make sense to me. I was trying to run up the court and I somehow ran into JB's side. I don't even... That's frustrating because you get a stop and then you're just not rewarded with the stop. That's always frustrating when that happens. And that is not as open as I thought it was going to be. JB with the contest as well. Bad shot selection by me. That was entirely my fault. Comes out here, Pro 2 fade. Good shot with JB. Hey, that's the thing that JB does do better than Jayson Tatum for sure, is his SIGs are definitely better. You know what I mean? His release might not be as good, and he is only 6'6" instead of 6'8", but I should have gone up with a dunk initially there, but at least he makes that shot there, cutting it back to a 2-point game. JB has better SIGs than Tatum does, and that does, I think, help him to a certain extent when you compare the cards. Good defense here. Help on that. That's an illegal screen, right? Beautiful stuff. JB gets called for an illegal there, and we get ourselves a stop. That is nice. Let's see what we can do, though. Offensive end, down 2.5 minutes left. Go back to this. We're going to go quick slip the screen instead. Instead of popping it, I was going to slip the screen, but the rim run was actually what was open there. So realistically, I should have gone up with that, but attack downhill here again, and he's going to foul me. I mean, it's a smart foul, I guess, although in 21 seconds, that's going to be the bonus. You could tell this dude kind of at least knows what he's doing. Like, he's certainly not a terrible player. I'm not sitting here and saying he's the greatest MyTEAM player I've ever seen or anything, but he definitely doesn't seem to be a terrible player. I just am struggling just a little bit when it comes to some of these buckets right now. That's not bad defense, but I feel like I should have gotten the offensive rebound. And honestly, I feel like that was a very makeable shot. Good shot in transition with Tatum. He hits the pull-up. Tatum's reanimations, like I said, you see it even there. Great shot. He had a step back with Tatum earlier, and then he hits the slow fade as well. Tatum 100% has all the animations in the world that you need. Pro 2 fade as well is maybe the best fade in the game, but missing it there by me. I mean, you can blame me for that miss as well. There's a couple things I've done in a row that have definitely not been amazing plays. That is a really unlucky block, to be honest, that he blocked it that hard that it went out of bounds. But that's also a kind of a costly block because that should have been a stop and our ball, and instead it's not. So that's a bit frustrating. But JB, play some D. Or not JB, JT. And he gets blown by. Blowbys have seemed really gassed up today. I don't know if I'm just imagining that, but I've had a couple of them in my gameplays, but then there too, that should have been a cutoff, I feel like, and it wasn't. And I'm going to be honest with y'all, I'm noticing already right now that JT, I should have got my feet set there. I guess that's my fault too, but I don't even know. I'm struggling to create the space with him that I'd like to be able to create. And unfortunately, I mean, we're getting dogged out now. Shout out to this dude, bro. To be honest, he's great in every shot. I'll give credit where it's due. He's really hitting shots. I feel like this is a game that we were very much in position to win for a while, but at this point, definitely not so much. And Tatum, I mean, the honest truth is the Steph escape is not a great escape. The release and fade are very, very good, but I don't know if I would rather run a couple of other shooting guards for sure among the free cards, not to mention I mean, obviously Glenn Rice is way better, but then there's a bunch of gambling shooting guards, even some gambling shooting guards who are available for free, like Julius Erving this season from the Pro Pass option pack. Like, I don't know. I just have a hard time hyping up this Tatum card when I know that he is a little limited as a shot creator at this point in the year. And I know that's not the most important thing, but especially for someone like me who likes to dribble, like it does matter. And so great block by Yao, and then Wemby misses a dunk too. But at this point, it ain't really going to matter, I don't think. We're down 7 with 30 seconds left. And I guess that's kind of what happens when you run your offense through a guy who doesn't really have the SIGs to do it to a certain extent. It kind of does bog things down to a certain extent, at least. That's great defense as well, and he gets... That was good defense. That realistically should have been a stop. With the 2 bigs down there, I should have got a stop on that possession, and he gets free throws. But it is what it is. I don't really think we were going to win this game regardless, so doesn't really matter too much. I'm not going to sit here and hype up this Jayson Tatum too much, though. He's not bad, but he is not top tier. Could I have played a little better? 100%. Did I miss a wide open fade? Yeah, I did. Did this dude play well? 100%. That just isn't enough, though, for this Tatum card. Like, if you have Glenn Rice, there is just no need for this Tatum card, is the honest truth. He's not bad, but his SIGs could be better. His animations in general feel like they could be a little bit better. And it's not that he's bad. He's just not amazing. You know what I mean? And that's okay. Not every card is going to be the best card in the game, and that's totally fine. It's just this Tatum is not, in my personal opinion. Now, a lot of people might love this card. Me personally, I don't know. I like him. I don't love him. I think he's good. But I haven't been using the Dark Matter Tatum that I've pulled in a pack for a while. 11 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist, 1 steal, 5 of 10, 1 of 5 from 3. I missed a couple open shots. Missed that one at the end there, too. Like, that's on me. But at the end of the day, I'm not exceedingly impressed with this Tatum, but I'm also not, like, super down on him. I think he's a good but not exceptional option in my team. Hope y'all did enjoy the video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very soon. I appreciate y'all. Peace.